Okay, there we go. Okay, so hello everyone and welcome back. How you doing, Jared? Welcome in. So, we have to get back on our shiny hunting grind, and yeah, as always, we're gonna be doing some outbreaks, and then we're gonna be moving on into course. Well, we're gonna be doing both outbreaks and the outbreaks and of course the eggs. We'll be doing both synchronously. We've got a couple of interesting stuff today. I have plans. We're not going to be doing the shelter first. Shelter I have yet to actually go do stuff with. Yeah, I think the first one and best one would honestly be, yeah, this one. I think the best one would actually be to go Choodle. Because yeah, I have a Choodle outbreak, and I need to do this one because I still have yet to get Shiny Choodle. Well, either of the Choodle family. I have one entry on the Sneasel family, because I've already gotten Sneasel. Well, yeah, Sneasel. So I need to go get that one. And in the meantime, of course, we're still going to be hatching the eggs for Cinderace. So, hopefully, we can get everything that we need today. But how are you doing? Welcome in, Rebecca Mackerel. How are you doing? Yeah, but we are hopefully going to be getting some more shinies today. I have a plan. I have a vague idea for a plan today. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be good. I mean, ideally, I hope to get multiple shinies today. But more than that, I want to get Choodle. This is kind of like my internal mental priority list for when it comes to shinies I would like to get. Hey Jerry, how you doing? Women mods, please go grab Cherry's link, please. How you doing? My sort of like internal mental priority list when it comes to... I appreciate the thought, Rebecca, but I do not accept shiny trades. I do not accept shiny trades. Yeah, my plan for... This is sort of like my internal priority list when it comes to shinies. I want to go hunt shinies that are in an area with a number of Pokemon of that typing. So if I can eliminate them first, I can then largely skirt the bullet of, you know, getting multiple phases. Which is my big thing that I want to like not have phases on everything. Here we go. Alright, so let's go to Dreadnought. So let's go look at what Choodle is shining. I'm fairly certain I know what Choodle is shining looks like. Yeah, it sticks out very heavily. It's very green. So it shouldn't be too hard for me to spot a shiny Choodle. It's gonna be like with the Azurill. It's going to stick out very, very, very heavily. Yeah, I knew it was green. I just didn't know how green. Hey, Gail, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It is very green. He's much green. But yeah, so how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is doing quite well. I certainly know that I'm doing okay. But yeah, I'm hoping we do get a couple of phases in the meantime while we're hunting this. But also, I would like to get Shiny Choodle very, very soon. I'm doing very well, Kale, as well. I'm glad to see that you're doing pretty well as well. Good to see. Always good to see. Scorbunny. Like, I'm glad that we've actually gotten, we only have one more Scorbunny to get. And the good thing is, once we get the last Scorbunny, then we can start working on, Sprigatito and Quaxley. Didn't have college was a win. Made a short stream. We got a shiny reaction. Nice. Yeah, my shiny reactions lately have been kind of not doing super well when it comes to shorts. I don't know why. But my shorts seem to have, like, a 2-day delay before, like, any traction has gotten on them. Which, I mean, I'm glad that in the end, yeah, I'm still getting traction on them, and eventually they're still kind of popping off. But it's just kind of weird that, okay, it takes, like, 2 days for, it to pop off. Yeah, Greninja is next week. Yeah, those who don't know, I'm not really the biggest Greninja fan in the world. I'm not Greninja fans McGee. Short was an Easter egg that flopped for 6 hours around 2K. Yeah, for me, mine is, like, it took like 2 days for some to pop off. And I'm not really sure why. There we go. Gonna go into custom mode. This is going to be a water sandwich. And if I recall, water sandwiches are... I'm pretty sure it's like lettuce. No, lettuce is grass. Water is cucumber. Okay. I guess that makes sense. And... no, not salt. Not salty. We'll go with bitter. Yeah, I need to get, like, more ingredients. Yeah, algorithm... well, the thing is, it's happened before, too, is the weird thing. It's not like it's an isolated incident. I've had previous shorts where, like, that same thing happened. So... I'm not really sure what it is, if it's the algorithm being weird or just, like, shorts doing the thing they are. Because I know some of the others in the, like, the content creators Discord server, they've also mentioned YouTube's been acting a little wonky over the last month. So, you know, I just chalk it up to YouTube is doing YouTube things, and I try not to think about it too hard. It saves a lot of mental anguish. Is the way that I look at it. And 1, 2. I like how the burger looks like it's vaguely smiling. I see what you're doing. Yes, we are going to also be doing ice types. Yes, we are going to also be doing some ice types. It's just the first one on the stop is Choodle, then we're going to go for Sneasel. Oh, I do the same thing. I do it pretty much every half hour. Unless I'm live, I pretty much do it every half hour. And I really hate the fact that I do it all the time, because I see the fluctuations when it comes to, like, subscriber count. And it's like, anxiety. It's like anxiety strikes. Hey, casual. So I'm gonna do one of the mods do exclamation point Chico. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's like I think most of us have that. Working on the decks. Very nice. How far into your deck's progress are you? How far is your deck's progress? Yeah, I'm hoping that I get the Choodle soon. Jet close to watch the edit, make thumbnail up reaction. Nice. That's 100 to go. Very nice. Getting very close on that. New policy where they can charge back. Algorithm decides is an ad suitable. Wow. That's really scum. That's actually pretty scummy if that actually happens. Alright, so now... first batch of 5 eggs is done and dusted. So we take this up to 65. I know I need to get one of those counter things where I just, like, press a button and it automatically updates it by 5. But I've yet to figure out how those work. But yeah, so we right now are just looking for Choodle. Again, I think Choodle's definitely going to stick out pretty heavily if I see the shiny. You know, it's very green. It's not like, say... I mean, I was able to detect Bergmite when that thing was shiny yesterday twice, so I think we'll be fine. Also, if you guys have not done so already, please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe. You know, it's not shiny. But yeah, I definitely think that when a shiny pops up, it will be very visible. Nice. Fun like Purge began. Yeah, the purges do exist, unfortunately. Yeah, like, again, it's a very I have, like, that same compulsive habit of checking the analytics. It sucks. But it is good to track progress of things. But also not great. Surprise trade a shiny Fuecoco. Nice! But it stands out from the white blue. Yeah, like, the yellow legs do stand out quite a bit. Which is why I'm thinking, yeah, for this, when I get, like, a green one, it's gonna stick out heavily. A green one is definitely gonna be sticking out. But yeah, so that's all we gotta go do, is we just gotta find and get our shiny soon. Also, Galaxy Squirrel Bunny as well, so there is that. Snom sounds right. I honestly think I am going to be doing Snom exclusively via Masuda method. I honestly think Snom is going to go into Masuda method just because I do not trust myself. I do not trust myself enough with that one. But also, guys, please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys have not done so already. Wonderful, wonderful viewers. Yodel. Shootle. I mean, watch this thing go up like fricking Landon's Choodle Hunt, where I think Landon went... What was it, like 3 times odds on that thing? Landon went to a ridiculous amount of odds. I mean, I guess it's one of those where I haven't seen what Shiny Snom looks like in-game. Like, in-game footage of it. I've just seen, like, a still of it. What is that? No, that's not it. I've just seen, like, a still of it. And I don't really know, okay, how would this look actually in-game? And I feel like if I just saw, like, a screenshot or picture of what it actually looked like, it might stick out a bit more heavily than I think it would. But yeah. Yeah, Landon went to, like, ridiculous encounters on that one. I feel so bad for him. Who's Reversal? Just send me a link to it, Cherry. Just send me a link to it so I can look over it later. Because I do need to be planning out, like, future hunts and, like, okay, what am I going to do by Masuda method? What am I going to do via Overworld? And what am I going to do, like, via Outbreaks? Because Outbreaks right now are probably my main method of doing hunts that are not Masuda. Just to allow me, like, to specifically target specific species. And from that, I kind of use that to plan out my hunts. But the other part is that it's a bit more annoying when I continuously get outbreaks I've already gotten. Because, yeah, for those who don't know, most of the time when I do things like I do a battle stream day, or I do a battle stream, or I do like a raid stream day, most of the time, that is actually because the in-game raids I get for the day are pretty much all the same as raids, not raids, the same as outbreaks I've had before that I already have the shinies of. So I basically just use that, okay, well, like, I don't have anything planned to do for this day, so I'll go do this. Hey, Mudkip, how are you doing? I mean, that's pretty much how I handle things with outbreaks when I get repeats. Yeah, I'm definitely expecting. Okay, I probably missed a shiny Basculin. I'm probably gonna miss a shiny Arrokuda. There are definitely going to be some shinies that I phase on here and I don't even realize it. Just because that's the way that it goes when it comes to this. That is just the way that it goes. The odds aren't boosted and that requires... The odds aren't boosted and it requires you to catch a second legendary 0. You can AFK hunt and tag tree thicket. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jared. Can you explain? You don't need to catch the extra legendary in Area 0 to get it registered. Because when you have the battle, when you use it in battle in Area 0, that registers it into your dex. So you don't actually need to go catch someone. The reason I know, I have not caught my Area 0 second Koraidon yet. Or my Miraidon. My Miraidon or my Koraidon in either game. And I have the Shiny Charm in both. And I did not trade for the other legendary. And I did not trade for the duplicate of the legendary in the game. So you do not actually need to go catch it. Because the game actually registers you having caught it. Because you could just bring it out into battle whenever you want. I like it. Like, I find it funny that they... You're not shiny, are you? No, you're not. Yeah, I find it funny that they added in a second legendary that you can actually obtain finally. But the thing is, the reason they added in the second legendary is specifically because the legendary you get in this game, the one you're literally riding on the back of for most of the game, you cannot trade it. So this Miraidon or Koraidon, depending on which version you're in, will always have to stay in this game. You'll never be able to send it to a different one. No, the one you're given is the only one you can send. It is the only one that you can send to future games. Which is why they added it in, which I get why they did it, I just think it's dumb. Wait, is that... Okay, no, the Dreadnought looked a little wonky, but also, like, this Slowbro looks a little wonky. No, it's not shiny. Okay. If you use a Dragon Sandwich in Tag Tree Thicket just outside Team Star Base, which is one tree epically spawns, you can get the second legendary to auto battle. Oh. Okay, you'll need to send me a thing on that, Jared, because I was honestly going to be Masuda hunting that one. Yeah, I mean, it was a combination of the reflections in the water in conjunction with the storm overcast sky, and basically it was a combination of the reflection of the sky and the rain. Kind of all screwing me over simultaneously. But yeah, like, that's why these water hunts I'm not super fond of. And one of the reasons why I did for a while debate just doing most of these via Masuda method. Because it's honestly kind of annoying. I would say that, yeah, people are definitely... I would definitely say that people use it. It's actually very good, Arbolova. It was a lot better before the paradoxes came back. The reason we know that is that paradoxes people are using in Showdown to basically theory craft and test what's for Series 2. We'll do that later, Jason Pika, but welcome in. We are going to be doing a Union Circle day in the future. We are going to be doing, like, Union Circle things in the future, but when I'm doing Outbreaks, I tend to not really do Union Circle things. But I do have a Union Circle stream in the future. Is it Godzilla? Sorry, is it Godzilla? Yep, exactly. It is actually ice-flavored Godzilla. It is actually ice-flavored Godzilla, and I love it. A lot of freaking fish. Freaking fish. But welcome in, Jason. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's see. Snow doubles. Oh, snow doubles OP. It depends. Like, snow in doubles is very good. Snow in doubles is good, but it also really depends on what you're actually running. Like, the exact team composition. Also, it is important to remember when it comes to snow, a lot like with sand, if you Terra out of ice type, you do lose the benefit of your defense boost. If you tear it into ice, you do gain the boost. Same with sand. But yeah, if you tear it away from your typing, you do lose that boost. But with the increased usage of sun teams, Tyranitar's gotten a lot better when it comes to doubles. Tyranitar's gotten a lot better. I mean, Tyranitar's always just a pretty good Pokemon in doubles. But now, because so many more people are just spamming sun teams to activate photosynthesis, it's just getting even better. And I just find it absolutely funny. Lock Goldango in doubles. What do you mean lock Goldango? What do you mean by lock Goldango? Get up. Get up. I kind of would have... Oh, yeah, wait, no. Yeah, contrary only works once. You can't do, like, contrary Goldango. So, yeah, you can't actually do, like, a contrary Goldango. Oh, lock Goldango in anything goes. Leave it in this. Well, I mean, I don't... Wait, so... We started on 60, so this would be 65... 70. This is 75. Okay. I guess we're just not counting. I mean, the other thing is that is Smogon. That is not VGC. That is not VGC. I don't really think Goldengo was that bad when it came to VGC. Because it was very dependent on the Murkrow. And once the Murkrow went away, it kind of became nothing, as well as a lot of things that honestly were used specifically to obsolete its existence. I mean, you see a lot of like things just go Terrafire or just a lot of water types, and it did make it a lot harder to use. It definitely was like one of the best things for a while, but it definitely started to fall off because people were bringing more counters for it. But that's a lot like what actually happens with Zacian. Is, for as good as Zacian is, eventually people just start bringing way too many things that beat it and just body it, and it becomes harder to run. Because what makes it good is it's in a vacuum, fantastic number of matchups. However, as time goes on, people start bringing more and more things that it performs worse against. Thus, it becomes worse because those matchups it just simply doesn't have anymore. My Shiny Shield, Ability Shield, Defiant King Gambit. Interesting. I mean, in doubles, it also would go like specs. Like, with doubles, a lot of what made it really good was things that are restricted heavily to doubles. Things like you could go with specs alongside a Haze Murkrow with Tailwind. In singles, you can't do things like that, and that makes it a bit harder to run. Because at that point, it's just not able to boost, well, not boost itself up, but not able to, like, remove its own debuffs. Imagine if you got a shiny when I just... I mean, that's happened a lot of times with People Galaxy. That has happened historically. And it would be fantastic if it did happen. So everyone, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. Yeah, the reason it's fine in singles is that the way singles operates is not really conducive to its specific toolkit. That's why when you play doubles, it's kind of bonkers, because in doubles you can basically fully utilize its power and mitigate its own self-inflicted debuff. But that comes at the cost of an ally, aka the Murkrow having to basically spam Haze. And you can capitalize on this by, okay, well, I'm going to use close combat myself against you, so that way you just keep getting nuked every single time. You either keep your debuffed thing, and you do less damage, or you allow me to continuously stay bulky. Not surprised Annihilate was put in Ubers. I mean, I don't play Smogon, so I don't know all the ins and outs of what is banned and what's not. But I'm kind of surprised they banned Annihilate. There's something on February 5th. Because it's... Oh, nice. That's nice. Very recently got locked up. Interesting. Interesting. So what is it that Annihilate does in singles? So what does singles Annihilate do? Because in doubles, I know it would always go either Scarf into Final Gambit, or it would be a like bulk up set that goes with Defiant and Terra Fire. So I am not iced. I'm still working out plans for Greninja. The issue with Greninja is we simply don't know what its moves are going to be. You know, until we know what Greninja's moves are going to be, we really can't make any judgments or assumptions. Specifically down to whatever its moves can be, whatever its moves will be, will massively affect what you want to bring against it. That's just part of the issue with them deliberately making these raids as impossible as, well, possible, because we've been consistently joking them. The Masuda Mouse's population bomb was making Rage Fist over 5,000. I thought that Rage Fist's power capped out after a point. I thought that Rage Fist had a power cap. I mean, I know that, I know that what, Ghost Dog, Houndstone, I know that one's caps out. Greninja doesn't have Dark. Yeah, if Greninja doesn't have a Dark move, I definitely think Slowbro will absolutely obliterate it. But here's the issue. But that's the issue. That they have always given these Terra Raid Pokemon dual stabs. You know, Charizard had its double stabs. Charizard had its stabs. The other thing had, Cinderace had stabs. Wait, wait. Oh, we're getting raided! Oh, nice! Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Sparkling. Welcome in, Ken. Welcome in, Quadale, Pokedad. Welcome in. Sorry about that. Nightbot is stupid at times, but it might have been the all caps. But how are you guys doing? Welcome in. Thank you guys for coming in with that raid. Where's Everquake? Where's Everquake? Oh, Everest Awake. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, there's Everest Awake. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Welcome in, guys. If you guys haven't else already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But thank you for coming in. Everest Awake, sorry. My brain is just potato at the moment. Thank you for coming in. What were you doing over on your end? And thank you for the raid. As you can see, we're just hunting for Choodle right now, as well as hatching some eggs for Scorbunny. Continuing our shiny living decks for Scorbunny. But welcome in, Raiders. Thank you very much for popping in. Shiny Hunt's very nice. Anything in particular? Okay, you're right, Casual. My brain is always a potato. My brain is always a potato. It's just today it is particularly mashed potatoes. Thank you very much. Took 500 eggs for Squallbunny. Yikes. We have been having very good luck with our Masuda hunts in Scarlet Violet. Hey, thank you very much, Everest Awake, for that. Every single Masuda hunt we have done so far in Scarlet and Violet has been under odds. We have gotten 2 of our necessary Scorbunny. We're going for a living shiny dex, so we need all 3 of them. And we almost went over odds yesterday. But we got our shiny Reboot at 504 eggs. There's a shiny Choodle! Shiny Choodle! You brought the luck, Everest! Shiny Choodle! Shiny Choodle! I love it. Well, we always know that's true. We always know the chair is smarter than I. We know the chair is always smarter than I am. Now get in the ball, Choodle. There we go. Actually, fun story about the Dreadnought family. So, I do a lot of battling. I do a lot of competitive battling, and I do a lot of draft leagues. And in one of the draft leagues I'm in, one of the people has a Dragonite. And now Dragonite with multi-scale is an absolute menace to everything in existence. Because it takes half damage when it's at full health. And the other person, the person going up against them, had a Dreadnought. And they wanted that Dragonite gone so much. They did Expert Belt Adamant Head Smash Dreadnought in rain. And it clean one-shot the Dragonite through multi-scale. Keep in mind, something like that means if you had a Dragonite with no multi-scale that was at full health and it was Dynamaxed, it would one-shot that thing. And it was... And everyone watching, their jaws just slammed on the floor. Because it's... Seeing a Dragonite get dropped is terrifying. Because it's Dragonite. And yes, it is Lil Bowser. But yeah, it is, we have acquired the Shootle. Whenever we find a shiny, and a shiny takes a long time for us to get, we call it a shoe. As referenced by the shiny 5 times over the Dynamax Adventures Ho-Oh, who is Shu-Oh. Yeah, like, the fact that it one-shot a multi-scale Dragonite is just insane. Because, like, the thing is, the best part about that entire thing, that was a damage roll. It was a 50-50 chance for that Dreadnought to one-shot the Dragonite. Because he had to go Expert Belt, because he had Choice Band on a different Pokemon, and I think he had Life Orb on a third Pokemon. So he had to go Expert Belt, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Seeing it just remove a Dragonite from existence is terrifying. But, like, I love Choodle. I love a Dreadnought. Actually, another little fun story about Dreadnought. The first Pokemon I caught in Sword and Shield was a Choodle. Yeah, when I played Sword and Shield for the first time, I was like, I want Dreadnought. I want that turtle. Give me Gamera. I love it. There's no need to wonder where he got it, because Dreadnought's right there, and it's fresh out of Mercy. Dreadnought is just fantastic. It's one of these Pokemon that is consistently done amazing for me. It has consistently performed where I would like it to perform, and it will exceed my expectations quite frequently. But yeah, so this is so far the Living Shiny Dex collection. This box is full. I have my shinies in other, like, battle boxes and other miscellaneous things, like the Volcarona here. This goes in the box. So this box is all full. This box is all full. This box is all full. And these are the extra shinies we've gotten that are going in for the giveaway. Because we have so many shinies that we got additional ones of that we're doing a giveaway at some point in the future for, like, all the spare ones. It's very good in rain. Like, rain, I believe, consistently has been the best competitive weather ever since Gen 4. Not Gen 4, Gen 5. The only time that rain was ever surpassed as the best weather was Gen 6 Primal Groudon, and that's just because of how insane Primal Groudon is. the fact that when it is in sun... Oh, that's why it looks different. That's a water Tauros. Okay. I was like, wait, why does one of those look different? I was like, okay, it's because it's a water-type Tauros. It wasn't a shiny. I already actually have a shiny Paldean Tauros. Funny story about that one. I got my shiny Paldean Tauros because it literally ran into me when I was just sitting around doing job application things. And I got shiny. I debated a lot of the primals. The primals are a huge issue. I mean, Primal Groudon is a problem because at the level Primal Groudon would run at, there was only one viable ground type. Primal Groudon. Yeah, Primal Groudon was like the only counter to Primal Groudon that was in any weather. The only other way of beating it was to bring in a Kyogre to have it reset its own weather over it, or have a Rayquaza use Waterfall. Nothing else would beat it. That thing gives me nightmares. Primal Groudon gives me nightmares. Shiny Water Tauros would be a Masuda hunt, Jared. I'm not crazy enough to do that by encounters. I mean, I am crazy enough to do it by encounters. I am very much crazy enough to do that by encounters. As we have seen. But yeah, the hunt's already going pretty well. We got our Choodle. Even if we don't get the shiny, the shiny Scorbunny today, I think we'll be fine. Because I got plans for other stuff. And we can just do the passive hunt while doing other things. Yeah, that's the good thing about this method. I am glad I did decide to do this. Even I don't... Yeah, connects. I got the Fire Tauros without even knowing at the beginning. Nice! I like both Tauros forms. Oh, I forgot to take up this thing to 85. But, like, I like the Paldean Tauros forms. Because, like, Paldean Tauros, as well as, I believe, regular Cantonian Tauros, I'm pretty sure it also gets access to Raging Bull. Raging Bull removes screens. Raging Bull completely removes things like Light Screen, Aurora Veil, and Reflect. And that's very good. Because competitively, it's actually like a very, very good thing. Hey, Drake Dragon, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, really? What are those 3 of Sparkling Vaporeon? What are those 3 shinies? If you do not mind my asking. But yeah, like, Paldean Tauros was definitely a big thing. Shiny Houndour, Larvesta, and Kufon. Fun. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to some of those hunts. Water Paldeas. One of my friends said, do yourself a favor and see Water Tauros' swimming animation. I've not seen what it is yet, but I kind of want to go see what it is. Welcome in, Grant Woodley. How are you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in, guys. And again, if you haven't done so, please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. But thank you. I do need the good luck with getting the shiny. Also, ! Discord. That will bring up the link to our Discord server. If you guys have not joined that already, help to stay up to date on everything the channel does. Honestly, ever since I figured out how to put Nightbot setup, the Discord has been growing, and I'm so glad that, like, it was just that I didn't have Discord commands. I'm so glad that it was just like, okay, the Discord just doesn't have commands, it was just knowing to go click it. One of Masuda, Serena after I get the charm. Nice. Yeah, I'm probably going to be Masuda-ing for Bound Suite. I know that I'm going to be overworld hunting with sandwiches for Steenie and Serena. Well, overworld hunting for Steenie and probably getting 2 Steenie to evolve 1 into Serena. But I'm also not sure when I'm going to be doing that hunt, because Serena is so good for competitive. Queenly Majesty blocks priority, which is amazing. Because I already love using Indeedee for Psychic Terrain to block priority, but the problem with that is I block my own priority with Psychic Terrain, so I can't use Fake Out, I can't use, like, Bullet Punch on Scizor, but if I had Queenly Majesty, I wouldn't suffer the issues of loss of priority. It's gonna be for competitive. Nice! I see you were also making your shiny for competitive. Respect. I love making my shinies for competitive. It's something about just having a shiny of something that is good competitively just makes it more enjoyable for me, I guess. You know, it's just like, it's, yes, I don't need to go hunt for a shiny, but I want to. Yeah, we have already gotten the Bisharp family. That was one of the earliest ones we got, and I'm very happy we got that one. But at the same time, I still have yet to evolve my King Gambit, well, my Pawniard into King Gambit, just because that evolution annoys me. That is honestly probably the most annoying evolution in the game. Like, Palafin isn't terrible, because you can easily get Palafin just via raids. Because Palafin is a level 5 raid, and it's so easy to solo. Ah, grind. Ah, you don't have Shiny King Gambit. Ah. Grind money will do next. Fun. If you're ever needing to grind money, I've heard the best place to grind for money is if you go into the Asado Desert. There's just so many star pieces there. Like, your Pokemon just picks up a whole lot of star pieces. I mean, also, like, selling materials from raids, because if you go into, like, your treasure bin, you get, like, nuggets, star pieces, comet shards, and a whole bunch of junk like that from raids. And I just go and sell all of those. Palfin's even method is easy, just use. I mean, it's annoying to have to go to a Union Circle. Union Circles are just annoying. Like, it's very clear they designed things about this game with the Union Circle in mind. However, the problem is that Union Circles don't really work well. So people don't want to do them. Because just the connection problems, how annoying it is to do, the potential shiny stealing, you know, accidental shiny stealing, and it's just not overly good or conducive to, like, just regular playing. And then if you get disconnected, well, then you have to go restart the whole lobby. It's just annoying. But it was a good idea. It's just the problem is they don't realize that people don't really have that kind of coordination. Nice! Very nice. It's always good when you get 2 shinies in a single batch of eggs. It's always delightful. I'm hoping I get that with some of my other shinies. Because I definitely know for future Mizuta hunts are going to be fun. My friend might get Scarlet soon. Nice ring. Very nice. Because, like, the Union Circle is such a good idea. The idea of a system where I can hop into my friend's world, who has the other version, and just instantly catch, you know, the version exclusives. I like that. That is a great idea. The problem really just comes down to Union Circle as a whole is just pretty clunky. And my second switch me evolve. See, I only have one. I only have one switch, so I can't do that. But yeah, took me 800 eggs to get it to go. Oh, that was a previous message. There's a previous method. But he has, like, I got Palafin in my my Scarlet version, because those who don't know, I have both of the games. And I got, like, King Gambit in that game. I got Palafin. I got most of the version exclusives in that game. Actually, by just doing raids. And just from there, doing it. But yeah. I wouldn't say Palafin is OP. I wouldn't say Palafin is OP. It's... The issue with Palafin is that it's very... story mode, I guess? Because, like, the issue that Palafin has, at least competitively, is it's a very predictable Pokemon. Oh, it's like it's just breaking. How's it breaking? How is it breaking? Is it just like the screen is broken, or like the controllers are not working well? Because I've only had the one, and at some point I know that I need to get a second one at some point. But when that point is, I've still not yet figured out. You know, I know that I need to get one in the future. Just, I don't know when. Oh, yeah, okay, start playthrough. We did not get it yet, Chikorita. The Ho-Oh one, we're kind of going back and forth on. We're doing it every couple of days. It's like the sound won't work, and the controller Joy-Cons keep getting loose, and it makes it good. I mean, I don't play docked. I mean, I don't play handheld. I exclusively play docked. So I never really even use like the sound, just because I don't play docked. I don't play handheld. I do play docked. Ugh, I can't speak. Again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. But yeah, Ho-Oh we're going to be going back and forth on. A lot like with our 100% run of Breath of the Wild, we are going to be doing that in increments. And not exactly sure when, but it is going to be eventually resumed. I mean, it will, always will be resumed. It's not like it's ever going to be like a shutdown hunt that will never, like, stop until we get the shiny. But when is likely not going to be like the consistency that we had when, you know, before Scarlet Violet came out. So there's still a little bit of figuring it out for that. I do, though, at least I have my OLED model, which is the first one. Okay, yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't have the OLED. I never picked it up, mostly because I never really saw the OLED was necessary. And, you know, I only ever play in docked mode. I only ever play in docked mode, so I never really needed, like, a bigger screen or, like, better things, like Bluetooth. I mean, I can understand why people like them. I can definitely understand why people like it. But, I mean, just, like, for me personally, it was never something that was, like, a high priority. But if I ever do go to, like, official events, I know that I'm going to be needing to get, like, a better Switch, or, like, better Joy-Cons and everything like that. Omar. DMs. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we haven't found any other shiny phases in the meantime. Barraskewda is going to be annoying. Barraskewda is going to be annoying. Again, that's why I'm going to be Masuda hunting that one. A number of the other water types I already have plans for Masuda hunting on. But yeah, I have a couple of future ideas for things. I have a couple of future ideas for hunts. Yeah. The OLED model because I needed a new Switch and was the only one like the others. Ah, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, because this is one thing I'm actually very glad to know. They are not releasing a Switch Pro. So there is not gonna be any second version of the Switch. Like basically, if you remember how there was the new 3DS, which is an upgraded version of the 3DS, the new 3DS XL, which is an upgraded version of 3DS XL, they're not gonna do that when it comes to the Switch. Yeah, they're not doing that. They're not doing that, Omar. They're not making another model of the Switch. The reason for that is with the global chip shortage, the superconducting chip shortage. It's just not worth it to make a third, essentially, iteration of the Switch. Because really, the OLED was a fairly minor improvement on the Switch. It wasn't a big graphical, it wasn't a big hardware processing power upgrade. It was a little bit of a bigger screen, a few performance increases, maybe a little bit better battery life. But it wasn't say, comparable to what the new 3DS XL was compared to the regular 3DS XL, where there are some games you can only play on the new 3DS XL, simply because it is a more powerful system. You know, to the degree where, like Xenoblade Chronicles for 3DS, you cannot play that on the regular 3DS. You need the new 3DS for that. And they're not going to be doing anything like that with the Switch, simply because the chip shortage. It just is not a good business decision to make a new version of the Switch. So they're starting work on the Switch's successor. Which I think is a better way of doing things. You know, it also keeps cost of the future system down, because when they make a new system, that one looks bright. That one looks too bright. I knew it! It was shiny. It looked too bright. Oh, yeah, we called it. Shiny fish. We got a sparkle fish. This was one of the Masuda hunts I was worried about. And we got it. It was it was too bright. The green was too bright. And I'm like, that's shiny. That's shiny. You missed us finding a shiny Basculin. You missed us finding a shiny Basculin. Really mutated, ill-tempered, she-bash. Yes. 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 I love fish. Like, many of you guys know I love seafood. Like, it is my favorite thing to eat is seafood. I love it. In the daytime, it's pale green. At nighttime, the fish is like neon. I love it. I love how it was just glowing. It was freaking glowing. I'm like, this is shiny. It looks too bright. Stay in the freaking ball, Basculin. Stop refusing to sparkle for us. I mean, stop refusing to get in the ball. I mean, I'm not worried, because if it gets too low, I can just run away and then come back. So, Bite, Headbutt, Aqua Jet, and Scary Face. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't have any recoil moves. So yeah, I'm not worried about this thing, because if it does get low on health, I can just run away. Burn is gone, healed back to full, I can just keep catching. Can't wait for Basculegion and Spellbound when Home comes out. Yeah, speaking of Basculegion. Caught. You're gonna be waiting a while. Insider reports claim plans for an upgraded Switch were scrapped. Exactly. So that's exactly what I was saying. Is they scrapped plans for the upgraded Switch simply because of the chip shortage. Is that it just was not a good idea to make a basically, I mean, realistically, the upgraded Switch would just be a second version of the Switch, because the OLED isn't much of a big step up. The OLED is a good system, but it's the Switch with a little bit bigger of a screen. It isn't like a huge leaps and bounds, you know, drastic overhaul that, you know, revolutionizes the game in a way that makes it a significantly more powerful system. It's a Switch that's a little big. It's a little bit bigger of a screen. And them going in the direction of making just, you know, the focusing on the next Switch, the next console is just a better decision. Because another unintended little effect of this is it's actually going to help keep costs down for the next system. Because now they're not going to need to sink, you know, basically the development cost of the Switch 2 that they never recouped into the price tag. So it honestly is even better for us as consumers that they don't release another upgraded version of the Switch and just focus on the next system. Well, I'm happy about that. Yeah, it is going to be a bit of a while before the global superconducting chip shortage goes away. You know, that's going to definitely be a while. Because those chips take, I believe it is, they take 4 years for those chips. One chip takes 4 years to get made. The reason why we have enough stuff to make them is they make them in like millions. They make them in batches of millions, but they take so long to make. Hey, Bran, how you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Just remember, Animal Crossing needs to be transferred separately from Island using the Island Transfer tool. Yeah, I don't have Animal Crossing, so I don't need to deal with that. The only thing that I need to really concern myself with, though, when it comes to transferring between, like, save files, how do you transfer Pokemon data? Because from what I remember, Pokemon data, like the Pokemon game data, is not saved on the cloud, and you need to, like, transfer it separately, which is really worrying for me, because I don't want to lose all my stuff. The PS5 shortage is down. Yeah. Well, that's because I remember, I forget where it was in America. They were setting up one of those like factories to make those chips. I don't remember how long. Like, I remember a couple of years ago, my friend Netflix. I remember talking about this with one of my friends when I was still in college. So I remember still being in my dorm room talking about this with my friend. And, you know, these chips take years to get made, and the factory takes a long time to set up as well. I've been researching a while but making upgrade decisions. All the people that there's all interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, I need to eventually buy another Switch eventually anyway. So I guess maybe if that happens, I would just like get a secondary Switch. Because I certainly know, if I go to like a GameStop or like Target to buy a Switch, and I like, you know, to like trade in my other one and transfer my data over, I do not trust them to transfer over my data correctly. I would not trust like the Target people that transfer my stuff over correctly. Hey Sage, how you doing? Yeah, like that's the good thing. Is like home, you can save your Pokemon. There's 2 ways to transfer Switch data. One is cloud transfer, and the other is direct transfer from 2 consoles in close proximity. Interesting. But yeah, I'm willing to bet the problem is people not doing the proximity transfer. And, like, that's the reason why, like, I would not trust people to do that. Like, that's why I would like to do it myself, to make sure I don't screw it up. Because, like, it's one of these things where if you screw up something and your data gets lost because you were transferring it yourself, it doesn't feel as bad. Because, okay, you just made a mistake. You made that screw up, and you were the one that has to suffer the consequences. But if it was like someone else was transferring it, you don't know, did they make a mistake? Did they just forget to do something? You know, you don't know what happened. And, you know, just like, it makes it feel worse. The internet system anyways, this isn't the Game Boy. People aren't gonna be okay with no notable change in performance after a decade. I don't think the Switch is a decade old. I don't think the Switch 8 is a decade old at this point. I don't think the Switch is a decade old. You know, I think it's definitely younger than that, because wasn't it like 6 or something years ago that they announced, like 6 or 7 years ago was when they had the reveal trailer for Breath of the Wild, and like that was before the Switch came out. Because, like, I think it's been, like, maybe 6 or 7 years. I don't think it's been a decade. Because, like, yeah, I don't think it's been a decade that the Switch has been out. Yeah, actually, speaking of Breath of the Wild, we are going to be resuming our Breath of the Wild 100% run. I'm still figuring out my schedule for when we're going to be doing the Breath of the Wild installments, but the good thing about Breath of the Wild is we have completed all of the shrines. So, the thing that I thought would definitely take the longest is done, and considering, from what I remember, like something like 70% of the game's completion progress is the Korok seeds, that if we brute force like just enough streams, I think we'll definitely be able to finish it before that. Yeah, March 2017. Yeah, it's only been 6 years. Yeah, I think a lot of it is like why people think the Switch has been out for so long is that the Wii U was a prototype for the Switch. And that the Wii U is just so forgettable, we sort of mentally mash it together with the Wii U. Yeah, like, it's very clear that the Wii U was a prototype of the Switch. Because if you look at the gamepad, it's a bigger, bulkier version of the Switch. It's far less streamlined, much clunkier, worse battery life. 3DS was in stock until a year or two ago. Nintendo repaired from it. Yeah. Like, the DS family of systems, that thing was an absolute workhorse of a system. The fact that the original DS came out almost 2 decades ago is something beyond remarkable. It almost broke the PlayStation 2's record of most sales of a video game system sold. Like, the PlayStation 2 is, I believe, still the world's best-selling video game system, but the DS family got close. The DS family got very close. And I think had the DS run like another maybe 2 or 3 years, it would have broken that record. Like, I definitely think the DS family had a shot. The app shuts down in March. I'm still planning to buy a spree loading up on game before it buys the disc. Yeah, honestly, that's a good decision to do. Honestly, it's a very good decision to do. I already know that, like, all the games that I plan on getting, I've already gotten. So, I'm fine. I know I'm fine on that. Because, like, I got Metroid Samus Returns. I got, like, that's it. That's it. Yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff here. We talk about a great many things on this channel. A great many things. Well, actually, that script for that video is actually done, so I can just leave that, you know, somewhere on the desk. I can see the table. Because, yeah, for those who don't know, my desk is see-through. Yeah, my desk it's a glass top desk. So when my keyboard is rolled underneath it, I can see underneath it, so I can, like, okay, just, like, type and stuff. It's a good thing. Also make Pokemon Bank free, too. Yeah, they're doing that. I love it. What about the Basculin, Jared? What about the Basculin? Was there another shiny? I don't think that was another shiny, guys. I don't think that was another shiny. Because remember, it's a lot. Remember, it's neon at night. It's pale in the day. That's the way that it goes. At night, the shiny is, like, brighter. But when it's during the day, it looks more pale. Remember, we found the shiny of the other one during the night. Yeah. During the day, it's more pale. Yeah. See? They're a lot brighter during the day. The regular ones are brighter during the day. The shiny ones are much more pale and more subdued at night. And much more pale and subdued during the day. Yeah, we actually got another shiny. We actually got a shiny Basculin earlier in the stream. Freaking picnic. Yeah, we got a shiny Basculin earlier in the stream, the red stripe form. So that was good. That'll be 10. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing, like, a Basculegion when it comes to VGC, because, like, adaptability on that thing with something like a Choice Band or Choice Scarf or something, it's gonna look interesting. It's gonna look very interesting to see. But also gonna be terrifyingly strong. But also, guys, again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys have not done so already. And also, share it out to your friends so they know what we do here. Nope. Spam risk. Herba farm time. Yeah, I need to go on an Herba Mystica farming spree. Yeah, see? It's not shiny. It looks very bright. It's a lot brighter during the day. Shiny hunting Greninja as soon as it comes out. Fun kid. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be shiny hunting Greninja right when it comes out. Yeah, I'd like to do that, later tonight. Well, later tonight when, I'm more free. Because tonight, I have a draft league match. I have a few practice matches with some friends, and I also have, like, my 2-minute voice call with my dad. Thank you very much, Omar, for grabbing Cherry's link. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm looking forward to... I'm a little surprised that they... Okay, yeah, okay, so yeah, we should be available. I should be able to do that. So basically think... Is that shiny? No, it's not. So basically think in about... I'd be able to do that. Yeah, 6 hours. Okay, so in about what? Maybe 5 hours I'd be down to do that, Jerry. I'd be good in about 5 hours to go do that. Fish. Fish do fish things. Fish do fish things. You said you're 2 hours ahead, not behind. Oh, wait. You're 6 hours ahead. Wait, 6 hours ahead. Wait, 6 hours ahead, right? What? 2 hours ahead. I mean, in about, like, maybe 3 hours, I also should be free to do some. In about 3, okay, yeah, fair enough, yeah. Might not be able to go do that then tonight. But yeah, in a couple hours, I should be free to do some Rev Mystica farming. But yeah, I have plans for other stuff with that. I have plans for other stuff. Yeah, who needs sleep? Who needs sleep? Not us. We don't need sleep. Ah, come on, Choodle. Come on, sparkly Choodle. Gimme that Choodle. I don't drink caffeine enough, honestly. I do not drink caffeine. I have seen what it does to my friends. It is why I have seen someone with a caffeine addiction, which is why I do not drink it. I have helped a friend overcome a caffeine addiction. I have no desire to potentially get sucked into that black hole of doom myself. Drink enough water to help keep me awake. Sleep. Sleep. Just go to sleep, Jared. That's how you get help with it. You go and sleep. That's what you do. Humanity drinks are electrolytes and not caffeine. I mean, drinking too many electrolytes is still not good for you. You know, it's not good to drink too many electrolytes. I mean, unnecessary electrolytes. Come on, Choodle. Choodle, stop being a shoe. Choodle, stop being a little shoe. Stop being a shoe. My sleep schedule is 11 to 6. Give me electrolyte. I need to sleep because I was sleeping at midnight. I mean, I wake up in the middle of the night a lot of the time. Granted, a lot of that is because of my brother's like just loud in the morning when he walks past my room. So it's like I wake up then and I try to go back to sleep, but can't. Nope. No fish. No fish. All right, let's see. How much longer we got on the sandwich? We got a few minutes left on the sandwich. You have a few minutes left on the sandwich. 5. How many more boxes we got? Oh, we got a couple boxes left. Yeah, we got a couple boxes left. Okay. I didn't think we had that many boxes, but I was like, no, we haven't been dedicated hatching. Yeah, when we're dedicated hatching, we go through eggs a lot quicker. The other part is when you're in water, your movement speed is slowed down, which means less steps, which means slower hatching. So that also is, I guess, a factor. I mean, I don't guess it is a factor. It is one of the reasons we are slowing down on this. Not because of frames, too. I mean, that also is a little bit of a factor in it. But it's also mostly due to when you are in water, you just move slower. You know, even regardless of the frames, your movement speed in water would still be naturally slower. So the frame losses, you know, they add a little bit, but not as much as the overall just movement reduction anyway. But yeah, I'm hoping we get another shiny soon, though. Yeah. But yeah, because I want to move on to getting Chewtle shiny. And I want to get another shiny Chewtle. I want to get moving on to the Sneasel shiny. But, like, the good thing is, even if we don't get a shiny from this, I do have another plan. The only issue with Scarlet Violet, some FPS with Scarlet is... I've actually heard that cartridge is... I remember, like, cartridge actually runs better than game. Like, cartridge I heard runs better, but I also could be hearing that wrong. I prefer to stay out of the water in Scarlet Violet because lag will fix it. That isn't a thing of the game. That's an engine-related thing. It's because, like, the game engine is keeping up. That's a much more deep-seated thing within the game engine itself. And unfortunately, that is due to them using pretty much the same game engine from Legends Arceus, which itself is not a very good engine. Welcome in, Slender. Yeah, like, the issue with running the engine from Legends is Legends was a smaller game. Like, Legends was a tech demo for this. And it was never meant to be something that was expanded out to, you know, something that was this scale. And to go back and make a brand new engine for this game would have been a massive investment. You know, it would have bloated the game's price to the point where, well, to recoup costs, they would have had to, like, skimp out on the amount of stuff to just even make in the game. Meaning, the game would be so much smaller. Yeah, this game is largely the same engine as Legends. Like, that's a very common thing when it comes to game manufacturers. They will reuse the same engine. Because to make a new engine is ridiculously expensive. Likely, they pretty much just reused it because they're planning to make a new engine for whatever, like, Generation 10 is, or whatever just future games are going to be, that's going to be a better engine. Because if they made a new engine just for this game, and then they made a new engine for whatever the next game is going to be, it would literally be just throwing away money. We already have a shiny Tatsugiri, Forsaken. We already have a shiny Tatsugiri. Yeah, they're never gonna make Black 3. They're never gonna make Black 3. Yeah, we already have a shiny Tatsugiri. I'm still undecided if I want to go out and hunt all the individual forms. It's the one with, like, the brown stripes on the back. The brown stripes on the back. Yeah, they're probably not bringing Unova to Switch. They're probably going to do that for the next console. Shiny Chewtle! Shiny Chewtle! Come here, come in. There we go! Nova, the only one I want to break. Oh, this is the third short for this. Yeah, that's... The other thing is that would they remake that on this game, on this console, or would they remake that in the next console, which will be significantly better. Because Game Freak and Nintendo learned when they released Black and White, they released that on the tail end of the DS lifespan. And that's what killed that game on arrival. So likely, if they're going to do something with that, they'd probably wait until the new system is out, or well before any information about the new system is even available, because that was the same thing that happened when Black and White first came out, that killed those games, and also killed Black and White. We knew the 3DS was coming, so people collectively just didn't care about what was on the original DS. Yeah, I don't think they'll remake Black and White and Black 2 White 2. I think that is a big ask, because they've never remade both games before. They've only remade one or the other. You know, and most likely they're going to be remaking Black and White, not Black 2 White 2. Because they've never remade the third version. They've only ever remade the base versions. So very likely we'll be getting a Black and White remake, and then, you know, we'll be getting, you know, Generation 10. Yeah, I agree. But, Cherry, they've never done the remaking the other version. They remade Gold and Silver with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They remade Ruby and Sapphire with Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. They remade Diamond and Pearl with BDSP. They remade... Well, Yellow is different a lot because Let's Go is specifically meant to be a different style of game. It's not meant to be a remake. It is meant to be, in many ways, a hook for the Pokemon Go audiences. Let's Go is a bit of a thing. I mean, likely we're never going to get another Let's Go game as well. Likely we're never going to get a Let's Go game because Let's Go's purpose was a nostalgia hook for the Pokemon Go audience. It was never meant to be its own game. It was always meant to be, more or less, a nostalgia hook. But it was never meant to be its own expanded thing. It's likely the same thing as Legends. Legends was made as a tech demo for Scarlet and Violet, and it likely will not be seeing a continued series of it because its purpose is really not the same thing. You know, it serves a very different purpose. We're not just doing water-type hunts. We are doing other hunts as well. Especially considering that outbreak is not appearing. Alright, we're going to go back to Sneasel. We're going to go to Sneasel. I mean, they're always going to do remakes. They are always going to continue having remakes of games, simply down to nostalgia is a drug for the community. Like, it's an unfortunate reality that nostalgia is just is absurdly potent as it is. Also, I know this is... No, this is 25. No, this will be 120. I forgot to count the last one. I hope they make a new spin-off game where they remake like the Div Mystery Dungeon games. I mean, I definitely think that at some point they might do it. I don't think they're gonna do a Mystery Dungeon game. You gotta remember, Mystery Dungeon isn't strictly owned by Pokemon Company. Remember, Mystery Dungeon is a crossover. So they would need to still work with the original owners of the Mystery Dungeon IP before they can make another Mystery Dungeon game. And after the very lackluster way that, you know, Mystery Dungeon DX was received, I don't think it's likely that they're gonna redo, like, the other games. Despite that, yeah, if they remade Sky, like, that would explode. Everyone loves that game. Like, no one really cared about Red and Blue Rescue Team. It was always Sky that really made the series what it was. But they didn't make Sky. They remade DX. They made Red and Blue. And that was a big mistake. Yeah, Explorers is just a great game. Like, Explorers is just a good game, a great game in general. But yeah, likely it's not going... We also have to remember, what we would like to see from games and what is to be realistically expected from games are two very, very different things. You know, what we would love to see in games is, you know, so many grand, massive scale things. The problem is, those wants and those desires are oftentimes far too big to ever be realized. It's an unfortunate reality, but likely most things that we want to see in games likely will never happen. You know, mostly because we just overbuild our expectations into, like, unrealistic things. You know, it's likely one of the reasons why they don't do, you know, ridiculously hard, difficult games. Yeah, there's a large portion of the community that would actually really enjoy it. But it isn't enough people who would, you know, basically be new players that would justify the losses that they would take. Which is one of the reasons why they don't really do it, is that they keep the games the way they are, because these are meant for kids. They are meant to be played by, well, everyone, not, you know, super, super, super difficult. So one of the reasons why, yeah, despite how, like, acclaimed, like, ROM hacks and stuff are, the amount of people that play them is relatively small. Yeah, Gale of Darkness and Coliseum are also in that sort of copyright hell. They are also very much in that copyright hell of likely never gonna come back because of copyright. You also gotta remember, Cherry, the kids that are playing Elden Ring are not the same kind of kids that are playing Pokemon. You know, it's you know, just because there's kids playing something like Call of Duty doesn't necessarily mean those are the same kind of kids that are playing a game like this. But how you doing, Nick? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, again, that's kind of what I mean, is, like, that's a lot of the time our expectations and wants for games are oftentimes far larger than is realistically achievable within the Pokemon games. You know, it is oftentimes far larger than what is realistically possible. And I think we do kind of need to tone down our expectations for future things, because as we saw from BDSP, expecting something that's absolutely absurd, like Mega's coming back in BDSP, and then it not happening, kind of killed people's enthusiasm for that game. Because people did legitimately convince themselves that BDSP was gonna be platinum with mega evolutions and have every old Pokemon come back and the distortion world, and it would be like the most difficult game ever. Which, I mean, it was actually the hardest Pokemon game they've ever made. We have a whole video analyzing that. But in the end, it's just Diamond and Pearl with a bit of a difficulty spike. It was exactly what people said was the greatest game in the series. And yet it was reviled. Keep my expectations down, I don't care. Exactly, so that's the way I am. I go into a game with what I think is realistic, not what I think is going to be, you know, some insane thing. Spin-off that's basically Battle Tower, where you battle team, you know, no, that just... Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, they just do a spin-off that's just all those battles. I mean, that's pretty... I don't think that something like that's gonna happen. It would be neat for something like that to happen, but I don't see them just make, like, an exclusively battle thing. Because, like, they've done things like Battle Revolution in the past. Like, Battle Revolution was that, Stadium was that, but those, I think, are really more byproducts of the era in which they were released in, rather than, like, modern games. You know, for something like that, it would be a huge development. That, like, yeah, like, that's the funniest thing about Legends. I had a whole, like, big thing about Legends. I was gonna be making, like, a massive, like, review and analysis of Legends, but I eventually just scrapped it because the internet's collective apathy about Legends just massively set in. Like, it's also important to remember that Legends was a tech demo for this. Legends was always going to be a prototype for what this game was going to fully realize. You know, it was basically designed to test, see how are these things going to work, can they work, and what are some potential problems? Well, that's the thing. I would honestly say that makes Legends not a great game. That Legends is it's a great first time experience. But after, like, you play it, you know, once, you start to realize where the gaps are. You realize that it's just a catch simulator. Once, you know, the grandeur of the size and the scale and the newness of essentially a free-to-roam game kind of wears off, you're left with, okay, well, what do I do? You know, especially when a lot of the game's side quests are to fill out, you know, basically the side quests result in, okay, well, here's a dex entry filled out, and you fill out the dex entry to get access to more areas, to fill out more dex entries, to eventually just shiny hunt. You know, its lifespan is directly related to shiny huntability. And that, I think, is something that needs to be considered, that it essentially is a glorified shiny hunt simulator. I mean, it has a lot more, like, Legends is a game that has a lot more in common with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee than any other game. It is a game that really is entirely existent for, well, shiny hunting. Which isn't a bad thing. It just means that there isn't any, it has less in it than actually Let's Go. Which is amusing. Like, it's basically an expansion of Let's Go's catching system and, like, Let's Go's entire thing, just without the battles. I kind of find that funny. Yeah, exactly. It's a good first time experience, and then what? You know, my friend Echo once summarized it as, it's a great game that you'll never play again. It's a great game that you'll never play again. I enjoyed Let's Go as well. I think Let's Go gets way hated on. But Let's Go is honestly a better version of what Legends was trying to do. Especially the shiny sound made Legends, you know, shiny. Yeah. Like, Legends was a game that is entirely shiny hunting. You know, it has its massive flaws in that it is essentially a game that is entirely shiny hunting. And it's very telling that in that entire game, there are 3 battles where the NPC has more than 2 Pokemon that are at your level. And one of them is the endgame boss, Volo, who is in post-game. The other 2 are Benny and Kamado. And those are right at the end of the game. Everything else is just, like, 1 Pokemon. Because even the nobles, you don't really even battle the nobles. You just basically throw food at them. I like Let's Go, but didn't like the Pokemon Go style of catching. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Like, if you could actually battle the Pokemon, I think that would make Let's Go a lot better of a game. Like, if you battle them and then when you go to catch, then you go to doing that whole mode. You throw sand. Exactly. You just dance them. Yeah. Like, again, that's the reason why, like, a lot of the memories of Legends are kind of in that same vein as, You're not shiny, are you? Like, Legends, in a lot of ways, has ended up in the same way as, has ended up in a lot of the same ways as actually Sinnoh, where a lot of positive first reception of something has kind of completely colored the future of a game's reception without really anything deeper on, okay, well, let's look at the content of the game, more than just, oh, this was a new style of game, rather than actually being a good game. Yeah, I'd rather a game like that. That's actually kind of like my perfect. That's the reason why I say I like Sword and Shield so much more than I like Legends. Like, a prequel to Sinnoh is like Sinnoh. What I mean is, it's the way it was received is the same way that Sinnoh has been, because Sinnoh is a game that does have a lot of problems. You know, I like Sinnoh, but I recognize its major flaws are things that really hold it back. Like, I really think it's kind of dumb that the new Pokemon the game added, you can't get until post-game. Like, that is a huge problem for me. And, you know, its pacing is very not good. It's very slow. It has a number of problems. But because a lot of our memories have been color-coded by nostalgia, a lot of those problems do get overlooked. And Geneseo! A lot of those problems did get over. A lot of those things did get overlooked. And because a lot of nostalgia, it's hard to go back and, like, really analyze these games and, like, look at them for what they are. And that's, I think, one of the big issues that, like, Sinnoh really runs into is Sinnoh can be a very... Sinnoh is a good game. Like, objectively for what it did, Sinnoh was a great game. The problem is that because of nostalgia, any real look at Sinnoh, any people who, like, you know, rate, review it, it's always colored very much by nostalgia. And it makes it difficult for people to really give true criticism to it. I actually have a shiny Shadow Sneasel in Pokemon Go. I mean, I think there's a number of very good things about Sinnoh. Again, like, I like Sinnoh, but it's honestly, I like Sinnoh, but I'd say it actually ranks after Galar in my favorites list. Like, Galar, I'd say, is number 4 on my favorites list for number of regions. We did Overworld Shiny, which was different from how Let's Go in Legends, so bring it back. BDSP random encounters set, though. And with that, we got a shiny Sneasel. So we have gotten 4 shinies today so far. I'm happy. Very happy. We've had the discussions on... We've had the patches. I mean, the thing is, everyone's best region is always going to be different. Like, in my opinion, the best region is Unova. Like, for me, the best region is Unova. Actually, wait, no. I think it's actually this. Like, this and Unova are tied for, like, best region for me. But in terms of best game, I would say it goes to this. But best region, I would say goes to a tie. 4 Chinese today, give me the luck I've had. 4 in 1 day is honestly low for us. Yeah, Unova and Paldea, I would say, are the 2 best regions. And it's gonna come down to, like, very specific things on both of them. Like, people are gonna go either way. You know, there's always gonna be, you know, one side or the other, but they're very close. It's why I think saying, well, this one is the best is a bit of a not good question, because the differences are very subtle, and it's very easy, and they're both very, very close. So I say they're tied for the best one. Like, they're both tied for being the best. And under that, I'm honestly gonna say third best for me is Alola. I love Alola. Fourth is Galar. Yeah, I know, controversial statement. I like Galar. And then after that, we got Sinnoh. Then Hoenn, Johto, Kanto, and last is Kalos. If Hisui is included in that whole thing, Hisui slots between Johto and Kanto. Yes, Snom Hunt, I'm still unsure. I'm still unsure when we're gonna do Snom. Yeah, I have my disagreements with Kalos. I have my issues with it, but a lot of them, a lot of my issues would go into being like it is largely meant to be a reiteration of Kanto, and its identity is very heavily linked to nostalgia appeal. And for someone like me, where I see like nostalgia, even if the nostalgia appeals to me, like I really like Mega Salamence. I like a number of things that actually got Megas. That nostalgia appeal for me is an active negative because I like seeing the series evolve itself. I like to see where the games go. I like to see the new things. And essentially a series reiterating itself back to the original stuff, I just think, why are you establishing why we should like older games rather than establishing why we should like this game, essentially? For me, it's a more thing of, if something is designed to make you like a game that is not it, more than focusing on why you should like it, that game has completely failed. That is the game that has completely failed. I'm the same way with movies. There's Sapphire, it has X and Y. It has all that. Yeah, the only time I can really say that, like, callbacks and nostalgia is something that should be used in something is a remake. Because in a remake it makes sense, because it's like you're redoing the same territory. Yeah, Oras was Oras is how you do that well. Oras was a masterclass in the way that you do a remake, but you update everything. But I do find it very, very amusing, and this is something that I have noted in a couple of previous things. The very delicious irony that X and Y was a story written entirely about slotting Mega Evolution into the story. And Oras' story integrated Mega Evolution and the entire thing about Mega Evolutions and, like, that whole thing and all the new stuff that's actually come out. And they integrated that into Ruby and Sapphire's story in a way that feels perfectly seamless. To the point where Oras did Gen 6's mechanics and story writing better than the game that was deliberately written to do all of that. And I find that funny. Well, Let's Go didn't bring back Megas. Megas were still a thing because it was still Gen 7. Let's Go was still Gen 7, so Megas hadn't left by then. Honestly, the Delta episode, I was not a fan of. I'm not a big fan of the Delta episode, because I remember when doing it for the second time, because this was when we were practicing for the Let's Play. Still not sure when we're eventually going to be doing that Let's Play, but this was when I was, like, doing research on the Let's Play. I timed myself when it came to doing the Delta episode. That was 2.5 hours of a fetch quest. The Delta episode is a 2.5-hour fetch quest. But the last 15 minutes is the cool stuff. But the cool stuff is really all that we remember. Because a lot of it is, you go to the Devon Corporation building. Steven's dad tells you, okay, go to this place and do a thing. You go, you do a thing, you come back. He says, go here, do a thing. And you basically just do that for like 2.5 hours. And then you get to the cool stuff where you fight Zinnia, you fight, Wallace, that's what his name is. And then you go climb the tower, fight Rayquaza, fight Deoxys, and then you get the cool stuff. But all of that is basically like 15% of the entire thing. Yeah, it's a 2.5-hour fetch quest for about 15 minutes of cool stuff. That is what the Delta episode is. But because the ending is just so awesome, all that we remember is like the last 15 minutes, because that's cool. Like, yeah, you go to space, you fight Deoxys while riding on the back of Rayquaza after you smash a meteor into oblivion. That's pretty metal, but it's still a 2-hour fetch quest. Zinnia's pretty awesome. Zinnia's awesome. I like how she just gets rejected by Rayquaza. It's like, no, rejected. I want to fight with this kid. Yeah, you went around and stole like 16 Mega Stones to give me lunch. I'm gonna go with this kid. I like this guy. Oh yeah, you brought me lunch, but I'll go with the shrimpy kid. I love it. Just get hard rejected. Oh, getting rejected by Rayquaza. That's gotta be brutal. That's gotta be absolutely brutal. See, I disagree on that, Cherry. I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's tedious for me. I need a Mega Stone, no questions asked. Why am I not surprised you do that, Mudkip? Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised you do that? I'm pretty sure there's a static Salazzle spawn somewhere, Shade. Sage, not Shade, Sage. Xenia didn't have a Mega Stone Rayquaza turns around and just eats. Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a static Salazzle spawn somewhere. Like, it will always spawn. I don't remember where it is. Yeah, there's like a Terra one or a static that will always be there. There is a static that will always be a Salazzle. It's such a good system. A lot of the annoying Pokemon to get, there is generally... Yeah, I'd recommend using Cerebee's map, because honestly, that's what I use when I can't find stuff. I just go to Cerebee's map, and I just punch in, okay, where's the statics for this thing? To find it if I just need something. It's just such a shame that the in-game map is utter garbage. The in-game map is utter garbage. Quite literally the best Pokemon was. Imagine if Fuel Our Names played with Fighting Tense. That'd be good. That'd be awesome. That'd be fun. That'd be very fun. Fighting Deoxys. Probably poster hoodie might come out fun. I actually have the like the Guzma Team Skull hoodie. I love that hoodie. I rarely wear it because it's a sleeveless hoodie, so like, you know, the sleeves, like, it's like short sleeves, so like the sleeves end right here. So I probably only will like wear it for videos and stuff. But I love it. Find Selena in the caves. Yeah, there's a funny story behind how I got that shirt. So basically, I strongly implied to my family around my birthday, you know, I really would like, you know, this hoodie. And I basically like laid it on to like I wanted this thing. they didn't pick up that I was asking for it, like, basically my family to get for me for my birthday. And I basically had to outright say, like, I basically had to outright say, like, a few days later, like, yeah, I wanted this thing for my birthday. And they completely didn't even realize it. And they're like, oh, they got it after that. I was like, oh. Wait, you guys didn't realize that? I sent you the link and everything for a reason. I don't know how it could be any less subtle. Yeah, because much like the Pokemon Company, subtlety is not one of my strong suits. They add more clothes in the DLC. I don't think they'll really add clothing options in this game, because you don't really have clothing options in this game. Like, you can't, like, change your shirt, your pants, that, because you can switch between the spring, summer, fall, and winter outfits, but you can't, like, customize your clothes. You can customize things like your hat or something, but you can't, like, customize, like, your outfit in the same way you could with Sword and Shield. So I don't think they would do that. Yeah, like, I wish you could customize your hair and your hat, but you can't really customize anything else, which, not a big fan of that change, but also, I really don't customize my character look all that much. So it's not like it's too big of a thing on me. Yeah, the glass available, yeah. I mean, they might add, like, you know, Gets' eye drive thing, but I'm not really certain they would add too much. Because, like, I'll be real, I was never really big on the, like, the outfit designs. I was never a big fan of, like, the clothing. I have glasses, blue eyes, the color I want, dyed my hair, Scarlet. There's a lot to DLC releases. There'll be Greninja event, Greninja, Cal, Star Trek, DLC. Exactly. 100%. Foolproof. They released the video of all 1008 Pokemon in it a few days ago, and that video had Kalos Pokemon in it. Kalos remakes confirmed for DLC. Kalos DLC confirmed. The Toxel was so red. Yeah, game will screw with you when it comes to lighting. Relor's face. Yep. Relor. I don't even know how the frick to pronounce that thing's evolution. I do not know how to pronounce that thing's evolution's name. I've just given up on it. DLC's gonna be Po Town. Yes, the DLC is gonna be Po Town, Mudkip, and it's just raining. There's nothing there but T-Pose and Guzma. Exactly. We actually have a video on the DLC coming out soon. We have, like, a theory video on the DLC coming out soon. Gonna be working on that a bit more tonight. Once I, like, wrap up things here. And, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be DLC. There's gonna be a DLC video soon. Because the thing is, they release information about the DLC in the direct or presentation. We all know it's a direct, but they don't call it. But Nintendo doesn't like it when things that have mobile games in them are called directs, so they call it a presentation. But yeah, they do a presentation in February, and they did the same thing with Sword and Shield. The February presentation gave us the information on the DLCs. So, likely, the same will happen again. Because they did mention, when they were releasing Sword and Shield's DLC, that it was, in many ways, going to be like a trial of it, to see, basically, if the system worked. And I would honestly say, yeah, the system of that DLC worked. It's a much, like, the funny thing is that people hated the DLC when it was first announced. But the thing is, people over time realized, yeah, spending $30 for a DLC add-on is a lot better than when Sword and Shield 2 would have come out, buying 2 full-price games again. that would have been $120 rather than just 30. Well, 60. You know, even if you just buy one, we'll bring $60 or $30 or $120 and $60. It's a much more friendly system. Imagine they announced the DLC for Scarlet Violet Pokemon Day. Exactly, that's what I was saying. They have a presentation in February that they do, and that's where they're gonna like release information on that. Because the other benefit of actually having a DLC rather than just releasing a third version is there's a number of people that don't buy the third version. They just buy like the initial version. And there's also a number of people that just don't buy the base version and just buy the third version because they know, well, they're releasing this version. We all know in like 2 years, well, a year and a half or something, that they're just going to release a better version of the game. So why spend money on this first version and just get the better version later? So releasing only a single version with the DLC is actually a much better system because now, well, there's no reason to not get the thing when it first comes because there is not gonna be a definitively better version. It's brilliant. It's actually why, per unit, Sword and Shield was the best-selling Pokemon game there's ever been. How you doing, CB? Yeah, surprising thing. Sword and Shield was, on a per-unit basis, the best-selling Pokemon game. Because even though, in terms of number of units, you know, something like, Red, Blue, and such sold more units, when it comes to that, you're basically talking about, well, what amounts to 4 separate games, one of which was actually released because the original games were so broken, they didn't play correctly, and they basically had to reissue a version of the game that was playable. So it was intended that you would buy this version because the original version you got was unplayable. And it amounted to, you know, even with, you know, 3 games, it amounted to around, like, 32, 33 something million units sold. Sword and Shield sold well over, you know, 25 million. And with just 2 games. So, it's a little over 10 million units per game for Gen 1, compared to well over 12.5 million for Sword and Shield. It's kind of weird when you think about it, that, yeah, Shield and Sword was extremely successful. And this is me getting off my nerdery. But how you guys all doing? How you guys all doing? Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like what this Scarlet Violet DLC is gonna bring. Cause I know I've got my I know I've got my theories on it. So they won't have to move over the third games with Pokemon Platinum, Ultra Sun, Moon, Black, and White. Yeah, I mean, they never really... The thing is, when it came to those versions, they really don't change all that much. You know, Platinum really didn't change, in practical terms, all that much about the game in terms of gameplay content. It made a lot of the more of the evolutions accessible early on, but almost everything else was actually kept the same. You fight the same trainers. You fight, you know, Fantina in a bit of a different order, but everything else follows the same, you know, beat for beat. You know, it's not a drastic change to the scale that something like Black and White changed. Like, Emerald changed a lot. Platinum really didn't change all that much. Thing is, King Gambit is terrifying. The fact that you can have King Gambit change its typing is scary. Because the thing has a lot of good bulk. It's very bulky and it's annoying. I am not the best person to ask Cherry about what to hunt for recommendations. Because, I'll be honest, when it comes to what I hunt, I just kind of don't have a clue. I just kind of don't have a clue when it comes to what I'm hunting. I use the outbreaks to guide me. Yeah, I mean, it also depends on, like, the method you're hunting. But I would say You know, generally, if you're ever lost on what to shiny hunt, I'd just say, like, yo, go hunt for what your favorite is. I'd say just hunt for what your favorite is. And then just, like, go in, like, reverse order of favorites. Oh, the same thing could be ending soon. Then I would say hunt what your favorite in the game is. I would say. Think base Mewtwo is strong enough to break. I mean, it's just metal. That's the thing. Like, it's metal. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a good one for, like, versus matchups. Yes, Bronzong can breed. Yes, you can Masuda hunt Bronzong. Anything that is genderless can breed. It's just it needs to breed with Ditto, unless it is in the undiscovered egg group. If it is in the undiscovered egg group, it cannot breed. Basically, things that are in the undiscovered egg group, legendaries. Legendaries are in the undiscovered egg group. So you can't breed legendaries, cannot breed paradoxes, cannot breed mythicals. Exception being Manaphy and Fione, but they're weird. Yeah, Manaphy and Fione are just weird. Yeah, legendaries, Ultra Beast, paradoxes, mythicals, and of all things, Battle Bond Greninja cannot breed. Yeah, Battle Bond, I mean, the reason why Battle Bond Greninja can't breed is due to it is actually specifically coded as a separate form. Yeah, that's what they actually code in a lot of those, like, things. Like, that's how East and West Sea Gastrodon are coded, how Own Tempo Rockruff is actually coded. That they are separate forms. So, to get a special ability on it, they basically need to just make this is a new form, but it uses all the same assets again. And it's the way of basically preventing people from getting more Battle Bond Greninja. Really? Gimmighoul can't breed? Interesting. Yeah, they changed Battle Bond, but they didn't remove the breeding change. They didn't remove that it cannot breed. It still cannot breed. So, like, Gimmighoul can't breed. Interesting. That I did not know. Which is why I'm very glad that my Gimmighoul had a 0 attack IV. Yeah, actually, funny thing that you mentioned that, Drake. I have a video on Battle Bond Greninja coming out soon. And let's just say, that thing is terrifying. Well, the other thing we know, Cherry, is that they are going to be doing a Greninja event when the DLC comes. When the DLC comes, we know they are going to be doing a Greninja event. Which likely means that's going to be where Battle Bond Greninja is going to get introduced. Well, reintroduced. Because the only way that you could get Battle Bond Greninja before then is the demo from Sun and Moon. Surrounded by Dittos. No! Don't be mean to Lilligant. Lilligant is a precious and wholesome little flower lady. Do not be mean to Lilligant. Even if she was spiteful and didn't shine for a while until we hit over odds on her shiny hunt. Oh yeah, right, our sandwich ran out. Gimmighoul, Water Form is Poke Go, attainable, the one without the chest. Yeah, I knew about that. I knew that you can get it in Go. Yeah, Petalil's in Scarlet Violet. Petalil is in Scarlet Violet. Yeah, like, I enjoy things like After You Lilligant in competitive. It's very fun. Because you have a Chlorophyll Lilligant with After You, and it just outspeeds everything, and just, you know, After You, Eruption, what's its face? Torkoal. Eruption Torkoal. It's very terrifying. I would recommend Honey Lilligant. I love Shiny Lilligant. It's a very good one. I'd say Shiny Lilligant. It's a good shiny. Or Earthworm. Earthworm is very amusing. Earthworm is a very amusing one. Let's go here. Let's go hunt Surskit. Let's go fight Surskit. I have no idea where the best place to hunt Lilligant is. I have no clue where the best place to hunt Lilligant is. Oh, I gotta take this up to 50. There we go. Cloth is a wonderful shiny. Cloth is a very wonderful shiny. So now, I'm actually gonna need to keep track of knockouts for this because I actually didn't start this outbreak yet. So I need to count the knockouts. All right. One. Yeah, I need to keep track of, I'm gonna need to keep track of my KOs on this one. Because, normally, when I do my outbreaks, I pre-KO everything. So I get up to the 60 KOs. Because for a lot of these, it actually is quite annoying. However, for this, because I honestly didn't expect us to get through both outbreaks, I didn't go and KO these. Also, I also did run out of time with collecting eggs. Paradox without the charm is still easier with level 3 encounter power. Yeah, it's honestly it's easier to hunt with level 3 encounter power. So I would recommend that. Because in Area 0, when you use a sandwich, you actually have even more spawns than you normally get. Alright, bye Caleb. Yeah, you actually do get more encounters in Area 0 from sandwiches than you do anywhere else in the world. It's weird. I don't really know why it happens, but I think it was deliberately programmed that way. Specifically because they acknowledge that, yeah, you can't just make sandwiches at will, and it's just more annoying to reset. Yamper is a good boy. Yamper is a good boy. Like, I feel like whenever they make a Pokemon that is based on a dog, it's going to become extremely lovable. Because we love dogs. Because dogs are absolute perfection. They are goodest of boys and girls. They are the goodest. Yeah, Yamper is great. I love it. Like, it's a corgi. It's a corgi. How can you not love corgi? I mean, like, I love Samoyeds, because I've had 2 Samoyeds. But corgis, they're just so happy. They're just such happiness. Corgi are just happy. And we love them. I am kind of sad that they didn't do anything about the Queen of England in real life having 2 corgis, and just making like the Queen of Galar just have 2 Yamper. It would have been perfect. It would have been so perfect to do that, but I kind of get why they didn't. Well, Mudkip, see, this is why it's a good idea to, like, I don't know, tie a string to your bag, or just keep a fishing rod in your room. Just keep like a fishing rod in your room, and just reel it in. Just reel it back with a fishing rod. Like, honestly, I feel like in real life, if any of us could have any superpower, we would choose telekinesis. Just because it would be so helpful. Just, oh, get me a thing across the room. Like, I would just, like, oh, my thing's across the room. There. Like, it would be the most practical superpower. I mean, plus, like, you know, heavy machinery wouldn't need to be lifted anymore. Because you could just, like, float up with your mind. It'd be great. Replaced by Mareep, but Gen 2. Mareep was all... You seem to imply, CB, that Mareep was ever in question when it came to Wooloo. Mareep was always the best. Mareep was always Supreme Sheep. Supremo Sheepo. Mareep was always the best. Yeah, I like... Mareep was my sheepo. Mareep was always my sheep. Because Mareep is good. Because Mareep is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we are up to 36 knockouts. We're halfway there. Like, I think that Mareep is I think Mareep and the whole Ampharos family, really, is gonna be one of those just absolutely timeless Pokemon. A lot like Arcanine. Out of all the parts, is the most likely to happen. What? Explain, Mudkip. Explain what you mean. For the control is good offensive power. Yeah. Yeah, but technically, weather control is a subset of, like, telekinesis, because, like, you can just, like, lift up water vapor. You could use psychic powers to just lift up large amounts of water vapor into the atmosphere to change the way the weather works. Plus, then, you know, like, force choke. I think you just, like, force choke people. Just force choke people from across the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Round Alfrenada is the best place for Lilligant. Nice! Working on your Pokedex. Very good. Almost got it finished. Always delightful to near finishing your deck. Like, I would say this Pokedex was the most annoying one to fill out. Like, I have not been more annoyed with a Pokedex than this game's when it came to just filling it out. Even though it has the same amount of entries as Sword and Shields, this one I just found more annoying. And I think it was just because of King Gambit. I think it was just because of Gambity Face. Oh god, attacked me. Finishing around 2 months for shiny hunting. Wow. Oh boy. Cinderace. Actually, let me. I think I have a new font I want to be using for this. Yeah. You know, as much as I do like the Godzilla font, I definitely think Bombardier is a better font for, like, the thing. I definitely like it more. If I could have to, I would want Pearl Jam. Nice. I mean, the Waldo is in my opinion the best stand. Zawaldo. Because it's literally, you can freeze time. You can literally freeze time. Like, if you fight someone who can freeze time, like, Star Platinum's the best. Obviously, Star Platinum's the best. So, okay, so question, Mudkip. Is the world Dio's stand? Or is it a stand that Joseph would have had he been struck by the arrow? Or is that just a thing that is because of him? Because that's what I've always wondered. Is it really Dio's stand, or is it because he took over the body of Joseph? Dude, Dunsparce is the best. We actually have Shiny Dunsparce. We actually got Shiny Dunsparce while hunting for Azrael. Ooh, approach the Dragon Titan. That's gonna be a fun one, CB. That's gonna be a fun one. Let us know the play-by-play. Let us know the play-by-play with that one. No, it's not 3-segment. At some point, I'll probably hunt a 3-segment Shiny Dunsparce. I'll probably hunt a 3-segment one at some point for, like, a special. Yeah, most of them are 2-segment. Most of them are going to be 2-segment, because it's a 1% chance that the one that you get that is shiny is going to be a 3-segment. Alright, no, we'll just knock out a few more. Okay, good. Okay, good. There we go. Now, that should be, that's enough KOs. 60. Those are chump change. We got over 120. That's chump change. I'm pretty sure over 120 at this point. Yeah, it's definitely over 120 at this point. I also have a life, Cherry, as well. I, in addition, have a life. I'm pretty sure it's actually supposed to be a catfish, CB. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a catfish. Still hunting Iron Thorns. Are you hunting by the dirt hill? Because you need to go far enough away from the dirt hill for them all to despawn and then reload. And then respawn them. Yeah, I do like the new text font. I do prefer it to the Godzilla font. I prefer it to Godzilla font. Okay. Yeah, but you have to go far enough away for everything to despawn, and then you'll be able to reload it. Yeah, I prefer to do my hunt for Iron Thorns in conjunction with my Iron Hands hunt. Just make a sandwich, and then just make a loop. But if you're going strictly for Iron Thorns, it would not work. That would not work. So bug materials would be cherry tomatoes. Okay, this is not gonna be fun. Tomato, 2 things of cherry tomato, an onion, a green pepper, and a burger. And I'll go... I'm getting a lot of spicy, so I feel like spicy is more common. Because I was recommended to you when you were available, because it just so happens that our both availabilities sync up perfectly, Cherry. That is how. That is how. Booyah. I am not your personal entertainment dancing monkey, Cherry. the cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are the most annoying ingredient in the game. The absolute most annoying. There we go. Now let's see if we actually get our stuff. Because if not, I'll just reset everything. Tomato, talking about... You are indeed a tomato. You are indeed a tomato. Cherry tomatoes in the game. In the game, the sandwiches, you have to use cherry tomatoes to get certain things. Okay, got an empower bug. Okay. Well, yeah, I know, but like, if Jonathan was struck by the arrow, would he have gotten the world? Or is it because Dio's head was on his body that he got the world, and that Jonathan would not have gotten the world? How does that work? Yeah, not hatch eggs. It's not hatch a lot of hatch eggs. Interesting. But yeah, now we are looking for Surskit. The good thing about Surskit's shiny is its legs are black. So it should stick out pretty heavily. You know, it'll be much more noticeably darker. The last one. I didn't see a previous one, Mudkip. Yeah, the last one is. Oh, okay, there. Okay, it was just a lot further up. Wait. When did Jonathan get a stand? When did he get basically Hermit Purple? Was it like an alternate universe where like this is confirmed that this is what his stand would have been? Or is it like, does Dio somehow have access to this like Hermit Purple stand? Because like he's basically just two bodies. How does this work? How do the stands work? Final gold Pokemon is Getsophinia. Nice. Wait, Jonathan always had Jonathan always had Hermit Purple stand? Even before they... Weird. So did Dio just never have a stand then? So how did they discover stands, I guess? Like, how did people get, like, born with stands? Like, they never explain where they come out of. Jonathan always had a stand, but during part 1, we just couldn't see stands. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Except it doesn't actually make sense at all. It doesn't actually make sense, but I'll just say it does. Nice! Nice! I really always had it, but only awaken in reaction to Dio's power. Okay. Weird. That's very, very strange. So, like... So, like, everyone had stands, they just weren't aware of them? That's weird. Like... I mean, I like that they actually like tried to change the power sets of JoJo, but I don't think they did a very good job of explaining how it is like the stands came into existence until later on when they mentioned, oh yeah, it just came from space. It's like, oh yeah, like the stands come from this meteor that's from space. And then like, what? What? It's like, why? Why is it, what is it with, like, the alien space rock? There's, like, a virus? Like, what? I think that there are static Finneon. I'm pretty sure there's like a static Finneon or Luminion. Unless you mean Finizen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you go to the Marina Port or whatever the place the name is called, on the opposite side of the desert from the water gym, and in the water around there, I'm pretty sure that there's Luminion and stuff there. So I've seen them a couple of times in there. You're breaking one of the rules. Don't question JoJo. Fair enough, Mudkip. Fair enough. I just like to know. I like to understand series. I enjoy. Yeah, that place. I don't remember the name of, like, the whole place. I remember it's, like, Port something. It is Port something. I just hope I get this frickin' Surskit soon. Yeah, the names of places in Scarlet and Violet, I just don't ever remember them because I don't speak Spanish or know how, like, Spanish names are pronounced. So I just, like, okay, I'll just call this place Zappuccino, or place where you fight Iono. I don't even know how to pronounce, like, half the names of the places in this game. So I just choose not to, because it's easier. How the frick did I encounter that one? Hey, Jimmy Jones, how you doing? Yeah, just it's the names of the places in this game. It's just, okay, not gonna try. Because I know that I would horribly butcher them. Hey, Foxy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So far, we've gotten 4 shinies today. We are hopefully working on getting a 5th one. We got 2 Choodle. We got a Basculin Red Stripe. We got a Sneasel. And now we're working on Surskit. So how have you been? Hopefully you've all been good. Sport, PS4. Yes. Yes, Mudkip. Then you should be resting. Then you should be resting. Because Arvin is a good boy, and he will make the feels. Shiny Magnemite is gold. Shiny Magnemite is gold looking. Yes, the dog, like, the doggo. I'm very happy. Wait. Oh my gosh, we're getting raided! Hey! We're getting raided. Hello, Andreas. How are you doing? I fell down the stairs. A wonderful, absolutely great name. Welcome in Braydell. Welcome in Andreas himself. Can someone please go grab Andreas's link? One of the mods, please. How are you doing, Andreas? What were you streaming? How did it go? What is up, my friend? Hope you're all doing well. If you guys haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys all for coming out. And, Andreas, how did it go? How did it go? Yeah. Yeah, like, Arvin's story is, like, heartwarming. Arvin's story is absolute heartwarming, and I love it. It's like, when I saw that there was a ghost dog in the game, I was worried. I was very worried. But they didn't go down that route. And I'm very happy they didn't go down that route. Only shiny... Oof. Oof. F in the chat for Andreas's not unwanted shiny. Palmo, that's not to evolve it. Yeah, Palmo's annoying to get the steps in. I've heard if you can get onto the top of a Pokemon Center and, like, send your Pokemon out underneath you, it'll just walk around on its own, leave it like that for a couple of minutes, and then it should be good to hatch. His favorite character. Yeah. Like, exactly. Like, that is exactly the way Arven is. Arven goes from, like, your least favorite character in the series to you get to Titan 2. You go to, I will protect this one. You are precious and must be protected. And then you get to the end, and then he is like, this is the best character. This is the best character we must protect. We will protect the precious Arven. Try getting on top of the Pokemon Center, but can't yet. Ah, you don't have full movement upgrades. Yeah, the way that I did my Palmo evolution is I basically moved my joystick on my controller just a little bit upwards and then turned it off and turned it back on so that the default position basically had me moving like this. You know, so I was walking very slowly, and I would, like, just set my controller down, and then, like, periodically just turn myself around 180 degrees, and it would just constantly have me walking around, and just did that for, like, 5 minutes. And it worked. It's an annoying evolution. Likely because they expected people to be using the Let's Go system, even though it's completely broken, it doesn't work. Standard eggs for no Wooper. We actually got a shiny Paldean Wooper, like, I think it was, we got a shiny Paldean Wooper 2 days ago. Very excited about that one, but we do need to be hunting for regular Whoopie Boy. We do need to be hunting Wooper Classic eventually. Yeah, like, Arven will get you. Arven is, like, probably the most relatable character in the entire series, and I love it. They went all out with Arven. Like, one of my friends just, like, said the last time they cried that much in a game was the end of Mystery Dungeon Sky. And it's just like, you feel for that guy. He's like, you just want to give him a hug. I like all the trainers. You like, the thing that I enjoy the most about the game is you're not the main character. You're not the main character of Scarlet and Violet. It's them. I don't know. I don't... The thing is, I don't think we'll ever actually get voice acting in Pokemon Cherry. Because I think not having someone read it to you gives it more of an impact, where, like, you are reading it, and you sort of decide for yourself the way in which it's being said. It's something for a lot of the reasons why, like, I don't think they will ever give, like, Link a voice, ever, again. And, like, why they'll, like, don't really do much, like, for Mario's voice, like, for conversation and like that, is more is added when you don't have a character with a voice. For something like Xenoblade, yeah, character voices definitely are important, but I mean for, like, conversation, like, you know, speaking lines and things like that. For a full-fledged thing like that, it definitely is a little problematic to have something like that, because it breaks immersion. There is a bit of a disconnect. But when it's a game like Xenoblade, where this is a story of these characters, and it's not a story where you are projecting yourself onto, like, a blank slate, having a voice kind of takes away from that whole blank slate concept, which is what Pokemon protagonists are. They are a blank slate. Yeah, outside the CDI games, Link never speaks. Or that stupid TV show. Or that stupid Zelda TV show. Oh, God. That is such a meme and a half. I'm sorry, what, Cherry? What? Yeah, I doubt that there will be voice acting in the mainline games. It's because there's also another thing you gotta remember when it comes to voice acting for Pokemon games, is they would need to do voice acting for all of the major, like, world languages. And think about how much that would drive up the prices of these games. If you needed to, for every localization, like, well, major localization, need to add in a new language. You have to hire a whole voice cast, have them record their lines, in addition to having to translate the entire game. You know, even Pokemon Masters has only, like, it's Japanese and it's just Japanese and English for its voice acting in game. Maybe Chinese. I think I remember something about there being, like, Chinese voice acting in it. But even for those, it's just Japanese and just English. And that is a game with microtransactions as its primary revenue source. For a game, like a mainline Pokemon game, the price tag that would come with voice acting is far too high. You know, it's the price tag that would come with it is far too high for a fairly minor, you know, thing. Because, yeah, like, we would like to see it, but it wouldn't add much to the game. You know, it's not like, say, the fact that Pokemon has voice acting would get millions of new people to come back. You know, like, well, people to return to playing, or new people to come to the game. You know, it's the amount of money that would be spent on voice acting would not really be earned back by any potential marketing gains. That's the other thing. There's too much to be voice acting. You know, there's a lot that it would cost for something like that. But even then, like, for the voice acting, you'd still need to go and, like, scout people for voice acting talents and still hire voice actors. Or it just would kind of come off as cheap and people would say, well, why didn't you do voice acting for everything? You know, it's one of those things where if you have voice acting for a little bit, you can't realistically, like, justify not having voice acting for more without people thinking you're cheaping out. Which is a bit of a problem. Yeah, Breath of the Wild has voice acting in cutscenes, but those cutscenes are the only times you ever interact with characters that speak. You know, you only ever interact with with the characters who are voice acted in those cutscenes, and none of the other characters have that. And that's also just because they are cutscenes. You know, there's what, like 4 or 5 characters, I think, in the entire. There's like, yeah, like 5 characters in the whole game actually have voice acting. When it comes to, like, Pokemon, you need, like, gym leaders, Elite Four, villainous trainers, villainous admins, villainous bosses, the professor. You know, that would be, you know, pretty much the same size as, you know, like a TV series at that point. You'd basically be hiring that. I mean, they could use, like, the anime voice talent, But even then, like, the budget for that would still come out of the game. Which is the problem, the budget. Nice! Shiny Hoppip. Fun. But the issue would always come back to is, what do you gain for the expense? Is why, like, voice acting I don't think is really going to come into Pokemon. Is just, you don't gain that much of an investment from the audience. Or you don't have more sales really be driven up by a large margin because of voice acting's presence. Hatch an egg is above me, ran another Hoppip, despawned, found the egg. Nice! I wasn't a big fan of the song. I don't really see what the whole craze about the song is. I'll be real. I don't really understand like the craze about the singing and the song at the end of the game. Never really stuck out to me. It was like, okay, can I just mute this? Hoppip does have a very good shiny. It is a very good shiny. It's very pink. It was very green, because the normal one's pink. Come on. Come on. I still want Wahoo World to come in. Jam on permanently. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Oh, what are the other two full odds shinies that you've gotten? Here's the only thing to do with Pokemon. I thought I remember something about reading that like the song was written about Pokemon. Let the salmon have Wahoo World. Just let the fish have it. Go Oink alone. Interesting. I actually did get a full odds shiny Oink alone. I got that from when I was clearing out my Terra Raid dens several weeks ago, because the shiny this is before I actually did get my shiny charm, but also raid dens are not affected by the shiny charm. Freaking Sir Skit. Will you shine already? I'm a full odds. It was just full odds. That is full odds. Jerry, that is full odds. Full odds is the 1 in 4,000 one. Memorial Towers could kind of work as I remember map. It's like, doesn't that look right? And found nice. Yeah, you're not shiny, are you? Because I was like, I was doing my raid and was like, do I have this thing in the dex entry? And then I looked closer and was like, wait, is that a shiny? And I threw it and caught it. It was. Have lots of Terra Dens. Chances. Fair enough. Fair enough. Got to see how long my egg had left too. Fun. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes left, and then I think we're going to be ending off after that. Yeah, we're going to be ending off after, this sandwich. 75. Frickin' heck, but like... I mean, I know we've had good luck today so far, but like, frickin' heck, frickin'... Sursk gets Sparkle already. I mean, I can always just hunt you in Area 0. Yeah, I think it should be easier to hunt you in Area 0. But I was hoping for this outbreak to give me a shiny. What? How did that run into you? I was nowhere near you, you stupid Surscat. Alright, let's go over here. That should despawn all of them. And then we'll circle back. And yeah, the reason that I made this a bug sandwich, not a water sandwich, is because the stuff up top, which could also be phase shinies, rather than... Wait. You look darker. Okay, no, you're not. There's enough lighting. I've been bugged lately, so odds seem to be flipped back. Took me an hour to actually achieve. What do you mean by that? You mean like the odds flipped? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean by that. And again, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys have not done so already. Thank you guys for tuning in. I mean, I think that's just our bias of, like, recording things. Because we have to remember, Cherry, is the increased odds of getting a shiny from an outbreak, it's only 1 in, like, 500 something. You know, it's I think it's a little bit under what the odds are. So, like, the odds are a little bit high. The odds are lower than, like, Masuda outbreaks, like 1 in 500 something. For outbreaks with sparkle power. But when it comes to like the outbreaks, most of us are probably used to hunting things in Area 0. Because Area 0 is the best place to hunt. But when it comes to certain outbreaks, particularly water types, it is slower to hunt them. You know, when it comes to water type outbreaks, you have to get into the water, get around. You don't get as many encounters, and it takes you longer to get your encounters. It's just how the Masuda look like. Yeah. Yeah, but even then, you're not getting as many Marini encounters, and then if you're doing the reset with, you know, the picnic, that slows it down. So you're not really hitting, you know, so let's do some quick math there. So for 30 minutes... So for 30 minutes, you want to get 560. Yeah, about 19. Yeah, you're not getting around 19 a minute. You're not really getting 19 encounters a minute, which is why you're not getting, you know, them on a sandwich. Because if you were getting 19 encounters a minute, you would be seeing around that, because that's the way the math works out. When you're doing regular sandwiches, for something you can just run continuously in circles. But with something like Marini on the beach, going out, setting up the picnic, removing the picnic, and looking around and waiting for them to spawn in, that takes a lot of time. But how you doing, Zen? Can someone please go grab Zen's link, please? One of the mods, at least. I wish I could go into the Area 0 in the gate. You could scan Area 0, get an Outbreak 0 average. Huh? Oh, get an Area 0 Outbreak. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they would do that. I think... I'm kind of glad they didn't do Outbreaks in Area 0. I'm kind of glad they didn't do them. Cherry, we know this. I always make everything harder. You should know by now, I always make everything harder on myself. Yeah, we got a shiny Sneasel that is gonna become a Weavile. We've been getting good luck today. We've been having good luck. Yeah, it's a new one. But yeah, yeah, Shy TDR. we did get a shiny Sneasel today that is going to become a Weavile. Again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But yeah. Considering tomorrow is the last day of our, sort of, this installment of the Shiny Hunt month, I'm glad we got a bunch today. How did that get you? How? I was nowhere near the frickin' Surskit. But yeah, so every month I'm basically gonna be doing a reaction recap of every shiny that we've gotten over the last month. And it's definitely pretty good. I don't think we quite hit the 60 in 1 month I was shooting for, but I'll need to go check that. I mean, we might have, because, like, we do have a bunch of spares. Actually, no, we did hit 60 in a month. I just haven't moved everything into the right boxes. So, yeah, I think we definitely did hit the 60 in the month that I wanted to hit. Because, yeah, those who don't know, I have, like, a goal of shinies that I was hitting. Those hitboxes are too high. For what? Yeah, thank you, Zen. Could someone please go grab Zen's link, please? I don't think any of the mods have grabbed Zen's link. But, yeah, I'm glad we got that. We've been having good luck with our shinies. We've been having very good luck with our shinies. We have sworn many times. We swear a couple of times. We have done that a few times. I always like to go and grab the links. I feel obligated to. Because that is what sustained my channel when it was growing. When I encountered the Pokemon type tree. Yeah, there's definitely times where that happens and it's annoying. It's like, why? Well, I mean, I know that the water hunts are always annoying. I know the water hunts are annoying. So, I'm not terribly surprised that we didn't get a shiny today. In the water. That was for the frickin' Surskit. But who knows, we might get one in the last, like, few minutes? 2 minutes? But yeah. Let's go. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I know exactly who we're gonna go and give a raid to. I know exactly who we're gonna raid. So that's gonna be good. Yeah. Nice. Think we should. Yeah, we'll have pretty much just enough time to distance ourselves from the outbreak to despawn everything, and then we come back in. And maybe we should be good. One more pass through. Come on, game. Give me my shiny. Give me my shiny Surskit. Continue the good luck. Alright, and that is everything. And that is all for today. Oh, we have 15 seconds. Okay, we might have enough time to get back another one. No. You absolutely suck, Scatterbug. We could have probably gotten some more encounters. Nope. That Scatterbug might have cost us. But this was good. This was good. Let's go give a raid. Alright, let's go and let's go. Let's go give a raid over to Chaos Live 09. They're doing some terror raids and stuff with viewers. See you guys next time. Let's rock and rolla. And see you guys next time. Hope you guys have a good night. And don't forget to check out the rest of the stuff we do here on the channel. Because we do all kinds of stuff. And I know you'll enjoy it. And